On Tuesday evening, Arsenal are back playing yet another game. That would be 4 games in 9 days. This time, this is an absolutely huge one. The first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals against none other than Bayern Munich at home in the Emirates Stadium. And this time around, Bayern Munich can't bring any fans to this game. I forgot the reason. I think they threw flares on the field against Leipzig or something like that. They can't bring any fans to the game. This is absolutely huge. The whole Emirates Stadium is going to be purely Arsenal fans with an empty away end. That is massive in itself. Add on to the fact that coming into this game, Bayern Munich are kind of limping into this. But guess what? This is a quarterfinal of a Champions League first leg. Bayern Munich are veterans in the Champions League. Last time we played in the Champions League knockout stages was 2017. The last time we played in the Champions League quarterfinals was 2010. It's been that long. And the last time we played Bayern Munich in the knockouts of the Champions League was in 2017 when we lost 10-2 on aggregate. We need to heal those wounds because I'm still hurting from that. We need to win this game. I'm hoping we do because I think if we can win this game, that'll give us a good platform to go to the Allianz Arena next week and maybe scrape a draw and get into the semifinals. I said at the beginning of the season, if we can just get to the semifinals, I don't care what happens after that. I'll be very, very happy with that Champions League appearance. And all that's standing in our way of a semi-final appearance in the Champions League is Bayern Munich. A really tough team, but a beatable team. I don't know, that may go down very badly, but I kind of have a sense that this Bayern Munich team, they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but they're beatable. So in today's video, we will be previewing the game, talking about the potential starting 11, and how I think the game will go. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, coming into this game, we are on fire. Simple as that. We have lost one game the whole year, and we are in April. Off our last game, we beat Brighton 3-0, a very decent team, a very tricky team in Brighton. We beat them 3-0 pretty comfortably throughout the game. We didn't really have much to worry about. We kind of dominated them from start to finish, outside of a few moments here and there. And Bayern Munich coming into this game, I said a little bit earlier, but they kind of limping. In their last 2 games, they've lost both of them. They lost 2-0 to Dortmund at home, and then they've recently lost 3-2 to Heidenheim away from home. But still, it's Heidenheim. Now, Tuchel is leaving at the end of the season, but this is Bayern Munich's last competition to actually win a trophy. They're obviously not winning the Bundesliga. Leverkusen pretty much has that wrapped up. I think it's one more win for Leverkusen, and then they'll win the Bundesliga. So this is Bayern Munich's last opportunity to get a trophy. So they're not going to go down easy. Now, yes, they don't have fans in the stadium, but I still think Bayern Munich's a really good team. Now, they do have some injury woes. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but they're still a good team. But guess what? I think they're beatable. We put in really good performances. We haven't conceded a goal since Nottingham Forest. We're looking really good. I mean, the fact that we went to the Etihad and got a 0-0, and then since then we've beaten Luton Town 2-0, we've beaten Brighton, who's a really good team, we've beaten them 3-0. And remember, when we went to Brighton were undefeated at home for 14 straight games. Then we go there, we put in a very good display, a comfortable display, and we win 3-0. But then everyone's like, oh, but it's Brighton. We now sit top of the table thanks to Man United doing us a huge favour. Could have won the game, but it's fine. I'll take a draw. So we sit top of the Premier League table. I'm not saying we're going to win the Premier League, but we sit top of the Premier League table and win the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Again, if we can get to the semifinals of the Champions League, as far as the Champions League goes, I think that'll be a pretty successful season. Now, obviously, I would love to go win the Champions League. I'm not saying that. But I'm not going to be upset if we get knocked out in the semifinals. Of course, I will be upset, but I'm not going to be like, oh, this is a failure of the season. Getting to the semifinals of the Champions League, we are 2 games away from that. We need to have a really good display at home against Bayern Munich, and then all we need to do is not lose in the Allianz Stadium. That's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking if we can go in here, win this game, let's say 2-0. Let's say we dominate them, or it's even just a 50-50 game, but we end up winning 2-0. All we need to do is go to the Allianz and not lose 2-0, or lose by more than 2. That is very, very doable. Now, the Allianz Arena is a really tough place. If I'm being honest, I don't think we're going to win at the Allianz Arena. That's why, to me, in my head, it's so important that in this first leg at home, with no Bayern Munich fans in the stadium, we win this game. It is so important to me. And Allianz Arena, if we can go in there with a 2-0 lead, I wouldn't mind a draw. I wouldn't mind if we pull in a Man City type performance where we just sit in a low block, kind of just eke out the game. I wouldn't mind that. As long as we can win this first game at home with no Bayern Munich fans, I'll take that. But the only problem is, the only thing that I know a lot of us Arsenal fans are a little bit worried about is Harry Kane. Harry Kane always seems to dominate against us when he plays for Spurs. This time around, he'll be playing for Bayern Munich, and he has hunger. He wants to win his first trophy with Bayern Munich, and believe me, Harry Kane does not want to be trophyless again. So he's going to come in here against Arsenal, his people he hates. I mean, he did play for our academy, but he hates us. And he's going to probably put in a good performance. It's very important that Saliba and Gabriel are really locked in on Harry Kane, because we've struggled against Kane in the past, but Saliba and Gabriel are on such good form. They're playing such good defensive football. I believe we can keep Kane quiet. If we can keep Kane quiet, it's a winnable game. Musiala's going to be tough, but again, depends if we play midfield. I think we can close him out. This is why I think it's a winnable tie. I can see a way we beat them. For the matchup part, we can beat them for sure. I mean, they have Eric Dyer as a centre-back. Man for man, I think we're a better team, at least on paper. Maybe that's going to go down badly, but you include all the injuries that Bayern Munich have and the potential injuries they may have to more crucial players. We are a better team on paper, at least. Again, this may go down very badly. You may be watching this preview after the game and thinking this Arsenal fan is so wrong, but this is a winnable game. This is a winnable tie. And again, if we can win this home leg, 2-0, 1-0, whatever it is, if we can win this home leg, then we can go to the Allianz Arena and eke out a draw, and then we're through to the semi-finals. That important, this home leg. We have to start off right, because you don't want to go to the Allianz Arena having to chase the game, having to chase the lead, because that's going to open you up, and that's going to make it very, very difficult for you, because in the Allianz Arena, we all know that atmosphere is absolutely electric. And last time we went to the Allianz Arena, we lost 5-1. So let's try and avoid that. Now, going on to injuries and suspensions, we'll start off with Arsenal. Right now, the only one reported is, surprise, surprise, Jurrien Timber. No one else. Thomas Partey is going to be fit. Tomiyasu is going to be fit. Hopefully, Bukayo Saka will be fit. And other than that, other than Jurrien Timber being now injured, we should be fully fit, which in itself is a huge plus for us. And then you go to Bayern Munich's side. Then you go look at the injuries and suspensions that Bayern Munich will have for the game. And then you start getting a little more confidence in the team and the possibility of us actually winning this tie and this first leg. So for Bayern Munich's confirmed injuries, these are confirmed injuries, is Pavlovic, Sarr, Seko, Boye, and Bachmann. You're probably thinking, well, none of them are really crucial players, and all of them are rotational players, if that even. So why are you so confident as far as injuries and suspensions go? Well, based on what Tuchel has been saying, Bayern Munich could go into this game without the likes of Manuel Neuer, Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coman, Mazzari. That is pretty big. Manuel Neuer, of course, is Bayern Munich's first choice keeper, but Leroy Sané is a really good player for Bayern. Obviously, Kingsley Coman. Mazzari's a really decent right back for Bayern Munich. They are going to be missing some big players. Hopefully, Manuel Neuer is not there, because he's their captain, he's their leader, and he's their best goalkeeper. So if they don't have those players, again, doesn't mean they're a really weak team. They still have the likes of Musiala, Gnabry, Harry Kane, Kimmich, I can go on. But again, with all these injuries, with us at home, with none of their fans, honestly, we should be the favourites for this game. And not only that, but we should be winning. Now, going on to the starting 11 that I would play for this game against Bayern Munich. So in my mind, I go goalkeeper David Raya, no surprise there. Left back, I'm going Jakub Kiwior, because Bayern Munich are still a decent attacking team. We need solid left backs. Right back, we go Ben White, my two centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba. And then in midfield, gets tricky. Do you play Declan Rice as a CDM and you have a little more of an attack in midfield? Because we are at home, we can be a little more attacking. Or do you play a little more clever? For me, I go CDM, Thomas Partey. Now, I know Jorginho started against Brighton. He looked pretty good against Brighton. Good progressive passing. But Thomas Partey is so crucial. Such a good defensive midfielder. For me, you have to start Thomas Partey in CDM. And next to Thomas Partey, no surprises here. We got captain Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. And then up front, my starting front three. At the left wing position, it's quite tricky. I've been saying Martinelli, and he hasn't started either of these games previously, either of the two previous games. Even against Man City, he didn't start. But I think now, bring Martinelli in. Let's let Martinelli start. Now, I wouldn't mind if Jesus maybe starts at the left wing again. I think that'll be the second game in a row. But for me, left wing, we go Gabriel Martinelli. My right wing, we go Bukayo Saka. And a striker, you have to go Kai Havertz. Again, I wouldn't mind Jesus starting at left wing, because he's been really, really good since that Man City game. But for me, Havertz has to start up front. Left wing, I want Martinelli to be there. So up top, I go Havertz. Left wing, Martinelli. Right wing, Bukayo Saka. But let me know in the comments below, what starting 11 would you play for the game? What are your predictions for the game? How nervous are you for this game? Because I can tell you right now, I am so nervous. Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one.